Hello everyone, Philip here. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has just come out, and a lot of people are not happy about it. Why? Well, to make it short, there's a bunch of other reasons, like people wanting a new Arkham game, or other people just wanting different Batman games, not necessarily our Suicide Squad games. But to me, the main point, because I pre-ordered the game alongside Persona 3 Royale, and I had to cancel it because I didn't like the idea of having an online-only game. So, what is that? An online-only game is a game that, well, you need online servers to connect to. It's very good for multiplayer games like Fortnite or Call of Duty, where, you know, the game does take place online. There's no other way. You have to play with other people around the world, or else the game just isn't the same. However, with a game like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, where it's only a single-player game, or at least a multiplayer game that you can play with other people, a lot of individuals do not think that we should be having an online service game because of this thing. There has been numerous amounts of games such as The Crew 2016, that's kind of the only example I can think of right now. Oh yeah, and Infinite Warfare, apparently I read about, where the servers will shut down and you will no longer be able to play the game at all. Once the servers are shut down, that's it, it's tapped out, the game's over with, there's nothing else you can do. Want to boot back into it? Ha, joke's on you, loser! You're trying to play a game that you purchased? But you should have thought of that before giving us the $100. It's $100 here in Canada, by the way. So there's really not a reason to buy an online-only game if you know in 6 years when the game stops selling and the servers can't be maintained, you gotta go like, oh, I gotta kick the bucket, oh, I gotta just throw in the towel, I gotta give this thing away. So what we normally do with physical media is once we have the game files, which, by the way, if anyone knows, the game is actually on the disc here, despite what people say where it's like, oh no, it gives you an access code that then lets you download the game. No. What happens is it takes the game from the disc and then it copies it to your hard drive so that you can boot it off of your hard drive, or an SSD as most consoles have nowadays, to make load times faster. So you're not loading off of a disc anymore, you're loading off of the SSD internally. Makes it a bit faster. But the game is still on there. So what we normally do is... This house is haunted. What we normally do is we take the game files from the disc, and then later in the future, when the consoles ran its lifespan, we eventually can start emulating the games, and we can start playing them on the computer. And that's the whole point of what we do with physical media. With digital media that's tied to a server, well, you can download it, you could emulate it and play it on the server, but once that server goes down, where are you gonna go? The game will boot up and be like, oh, it's trying to connect to the server. Doesn't connect to server. We can't help you. You can't play this game anymore. So that's a very massive issue, and that's why I believe a lot of people cancel their pre-orders for Justice League. That's why I believe a lot of people aren't going to be playing this game. And it really pisses me off a bit, because you don't own anything. At this point, physical media should still be sold, but we're not doing that because obviously it's inconvenient. I had to go to a store to get it, God forbid. But with digital, well, guess what? Once the game comes out, you just press it, download it, and play it. Same thing you'd have to do if you got a disc. So it's becoming obsolete, but at the same time, we're experiencing new issues of digital media that are going to come to be. You guys remember that whole Sony fiasco where if you ordered any Breaking Bad episodes on your PlayStation, Sony had to remove those due to their deal. So at any time, if they can just remove them willingly without any consequences, you think they're going to do the same with video games? Yes, absolutely they will. Eventually one day will come where it'll be, well, yeah, we're just going to remove half these games because we don't want them running on servers. Hell, even Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies, if you're playing that on PC right now, they still have to be tied to Steam servers. Now, there's ways around that. Like, you can play offline on console and everything, but it's weird. And even the example I gave earlier in the video about Infinite Warfare. My friend was telling me that Infinite Warfare Zombies is actually connected to a server, and that you can't play it without the server, which is terrible. Infinite Warfare Zombies, despite Infinite Warfare's bad rap, I honestly believe Infinite Warfare Zombies is one of the best zombies experiences you can have in a modern COD. It was really good, and to see it go away, I don't want to see that. I had good memories about that. I wouldn't mind playing Attack of the Radioactive Thing again or Zombies in Spaceland. It was fun. But with everything being tied down to a server, well, the fun runs out really quick. So that's all I'm going to say about this. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy it. And I will see you all in another video live stream. Goodbye.